you something to drink? I'll have a water with lemon, please. Thank you. So, how's it going? So, tell me something about yourself, you know, something that nobody else really knows. That's an odd question, but I guess I like sports, and, you know, I just like to try new things, you know, just keep it open. So, do you have any hobbies? Not necessarily hobbies, but I do like to hang out with my friends and try new things. Things is so generic. What do you mean by things, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, I like television. I like to, you know, go for walks. You know, I enjoy swimming. But you know, my big project right now is I'm building my own personal library because I'm eventually going to become a teacher. Are you interested in any topics, you know, or you just like to carry books? I just want to, you know, have all the classic. I want to eventually read all the classic American literature pieces because, you know, I haven't yet, and I want to be able to answer any questions my future students have. So I think it's important that I read all the classics now instead of, you know, reading them, you know, down the road, and I'm not going to know them as good. So, you know, I just want to be able to provide for my students, be a good teacher. You? Me? Well, I like, you know, instructional books, how-to, all those dummy guides. You know, I mean, that's basically it. You know, I dabble in a few periodicals here and there. But, what about you? What do you like about American literature? You know, it's kind of a dull thing. It's kind of dead, you know. Well, the American literature is, you know, important to me because, you know, I'm American, and, you know, the contemporary stuff is important because, you know, it's dramatic, and, you know, it's not as dull as all the other stuff. And, you know, it keeps me interested in, like, a lot of other things. So, you know, I like American contemporary kind of, you know, that's what I'm into. So you don't enjoy things from, like, Shakespeare, for example? You know, you like the more contemporary modern things? Well, I do enjoy Shakespeare, but I'd much rather read a play from, like, Tennessee Williams. You know, I always find him a little bit more interesting than Shakespeare, but, you know, nothing wrong with Shakespeare, I guess. But I'm a Williams type of person. Interesting. I'm a big fan of Will myself, but, you know, it almost kind of hurts that you don't like him. But I understand that, you know, a person likes what he likes. So, do you like all things contemporary in the media, or, you know, like films and, you know, other stuff, or just books? Shakespeare's good. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy good Shakespeare. I'm sorry if I, you know, offended you. But, you know, for me, I just like, you know, basically I like anything from, you know, different eras and different genres. Like American film, you know, I love, you know, all the different eras in American film. You know, they're all very fascinating. But, you know, just as long as, you know, the times keep changing, you know, I'm into it. Well, I'd hope you like films from all different types of genres, because, you know, eras is an odd way to put it. I mean, film's only been around for like 100 or so years, so there really isn't that many eras. You know, it's not that old. Well, I guess by eras, I mean, you know, like, films in the 20s are a lot different than films, you know, today or yesteryear, you know? I don't know, I guess, you know, different genres is alright, I guess. But, you know, different eras are more appealing because of the way they make them and all that kind of stuff. You know, I don't know. I work at a Bob Evans, though. Have you ever been there? No, sadly enough. I see them, though, when I drive on the thruway. Right, every Bob's is just short of a thruway exit. You're not missing much, believe me. So you're in school? Yes, I'm going to school for elementary education. And how about you? Yeah, I'm in computer programming. You know, the money's nice, but the work's not too enticing. It's not the best career, but, you know, it'll pay the bills. So, anyway, how do you feel about our president? I think he's an idiot. And I'm a, you know, registered Republican. I voted Democrat the last election, if that says anything. I'm against the war in Iraq, and I don't think we should be there. And, you know, to be honest, it doesn't make much sense. And we were all lied to. And, you know, I think someone should have to pay for it. But, yeah, I think he's an idiot. So you'd call yourself a politically involved citizen, knowing all the facts and knowing why we're at war and why we shouldn't be, you know, for example? I don't want us to be at war. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, why should we go over to another country and impose our beliefs when we can't even figure out our own stuff here at home? And we're not the world's police, so I guess I'd consider myself a well-informed person. When it comes to politics, not the best, not the worst. I know enough. I don't go out of my way to know more, and I don't think I should have to. I mean, I'm against the war, and that's my belief. And I don't know. It's just we shouldn't have to, police the world. It's we have our own problems that we have to deal with. I mean, you can't cross the street without getting mugged, for Christ's sakes. Oh, I hope you're not Catholic. It's just we have our own problems that we need to fix. We shouldn't have to fix anybody else's. So, if you don't mind my asking, you're planning to be an elementary teacher who doesn't really follow American news that much and doesn't really have all the facts when you go and say them, and you plan on teaching your kids these things. Really? You don't plan on getting a New York Times or Washington Post and checking out the daily news section, or turning on CNN, or even just looking at a newspaper when you walk by it. You're planning on being an elementary teacher, teaching the future of our country. Nothing. Just curious. Well, that's untrue about my elementary matters. I mean, yes, I'm not the most well-informed person, but I'm working at it. I mean, I'm trying to watch the news once a week, more than once a week, and trying to get the newspaper more. But I'm in school trying to become a teacher. You can't do everything at once. But you're right. I mean, I don't know if you're right or not, but you're thinking your way, I'll think my way. But my elementary matters have nothing to do with this. Well, that's good to hear. As for everything else, well, I don't know what else there is to say, because it feels like you're interviewing more than just enjoying my company. So, if you want to know anything, just ask.